top of the league, cup finalists, Europa League round of 16, and just how amazing is this shirt? Welcome to the channel. Yes, you're back with Football with Sam. Today we're going to be looking at Ajax. Now, Ajax have been on an incredible run since the turn of the year. They've been unbeaten, and after what has really been a difficult start to the season, they're now looking like they could actually challenge for the treble. Now, it's not the traditional treble of the Eredivisie, the KNVB Cup, and the Champions League, but it's actually going to be the Europa League. We unfortunately got knocked out of the Champions League after a difficult group with Atalanta and Liverpool. But after quite an impressive run against Lille, looks like we've put ourselves in a good position to really compete this year with some of the big teams like Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham, a lot of the English sides actually, but also Villarreal, Roma as well, some good teams from around Europe. So looking at the treble, only 7 teams have ever won the sort of traditional treble, and Ajax are one of those teams, having won it in 1972 when they won the league, the domestic cup, and the European Cup. So it's definitely a special achievement, but whether or not you would class this season as something sort of in that same category is up to yourself. But it will still be a special season nonetheless if we can win all 3 competitions, and there's no reason why we can't. Sort of especially the way that we're playing at the moment and the confidence that we're playing with. Now the season in itself has been a bit mixed. The first half of the season, I think, as an Ajax fan, I can say that it wasn't particularly impressive. We were winning games, but we weren't looking impressive at all. In the Champions League, we were playing better than Liverpool and Atalanta, I thought, for both of the 2 games we played against them, but we were just making silly mistakes, and we were being made to pay in those games, and that's why we're in the Europa League. Now, there's no point feeling sorry for ourselves, and I don't think the team have felt like that, but they've made some changes sort of personnel wise in the recent games, and they've decided to go with players like Edson Alvarez, and Lisandro Martinez, 2 really good players from sort of Mexico and Argentina. 2 players who we didn't really use at the beginning of the season, but Eric Ten Hag has since chosen to play these players. I think probably hearing a lot of the fans moan that these 2 really good players, young players, weren't being used in the team, and we were having players like Per Shears and Daley Blind playing who weren't really performing to the level that they can. And since the turn of the year, the results have really started to change, and we've looked a lot more confident in defence. We've looked a lot more sure of ourselves, even though we aren't keeping as many clean sheets as sort of we'd like to have. We're certainly looking a lot stronger in the defensive positions. So it's definitely been a massive improvement. Now, another change that has sort of happened sort of since the turn of the year is the signing of Sebastian Haller. Now, a lot of people, especially Premier League fans, will know about him. Didn't do particularly well. Signed for 50 odd million by West Ham. Has come to the Eredivisie and he's been superb. He's been an absolute lifesaver, really, for us in some of the big games, especially his hold-up play, his technical ability is far and away better than any other player that we have in the club. And okay, I think the less we say about what happened with his inclusion or lack of inclusion within the Europa League squad, the better. And his sort of presence will definitely be missed in that after a dodgy error that happened in the club. He has been superb, and he's been perfect, the perfect player that we need in the Eredivisie, in the big games against Feyenoord and PSV. He's been superb, and I've really enjoyed watching him after originally not being a massive fan of the signing. It's been a great signing, really, and yeah, no, a massive fan of the role that Sebastian Haller has played. And now also a player for me that I really think will be important coming into the final weeks of the season is Mohamed Kudus. Now, Mohamed was brought in the summer, picked up a nasty injury in the first Liverpool game, and missed a large chunk sort of from October to December. and his presence was definitely missed because of the energy, the attacking threat that he provided was certainly lacked in the big games up until there. And I think now that he's coming back from injury, you're really seeing the sort of standards of everyone else improve because they don't want to lose their place. Players like Klassen, Gravenberch, I don't think would lose his place, but I think the fact that Kudos is returning from injury is definitely improving the performances of everyone around him. So it looks really good, sort of on that front as well. If we can keep him fit and then have everyone else as well to sort of build a much stronger squad. Now, many people may actually laugh off our chances in the Europa League, seeing some of the names like Manchester United and Tottenham, Villarreal, like I said earlier. But actually, Ajax thrive. Ajax love playing against the big teams. They like being the underdogs, and as a fan, I love it as well. There's nothing better than watching us on a European night. And as you saw in the sort of 2018-19 season when we got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, when absolutely nobody thought we would, I think it'll be something similar here. Okay, we don't have De Ligt, De Jong, Lasse Schöne, Ziyech, Van der Beek. A lot of the sort of players then have left, which is fine. But I think there's players here. We've got Anthony, who looks really good. If he can start using his right peg a little bit more, that'd be great. But we've got Neres, we've got Kudos, Gravenberch. We've got players, Tadic as well, ever present Tadic, Lord and Saviour. We bow down to Tadic. But no, we've got some really good players still to compete and still to show the sort of courage and charisma that we used a few years ago. So I think it'll be a really interesting tie with young boys coming up. But if we do make it through there, then I think we could be a real challenge to the rest of the teams in the tournament. So yeah, guys, be sure to let me know what you think. That's my opinions anyway on our performances this season. I think we've been slowly progressing and getting better with every game. There's been a few sort of errors in some of the games in the Champions League that have caused us to be where we are. But I'm really happy with the way that we're progressing this season, the way that some of the young players like Devin Wrench and Urian Timber have really progressed as well. Even seeing Stecklenburg come in for Onana has been something that's actually turned out to be pretty good for us as well. So be sure to let me know what you think. I always love talking about my club Ajax. If you want to see me do a video on why I support Ajax being English, then I'd love to make that as well. But of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, obviously. And yeah, it's been nice, obviously, talking about my club. So peace out, guys, and take care.